I figured, well, if I'm gonna kill some time and play like a video game or something, I guess I can just plug it into Twitch and shit. And that requires a whole bunch of switching stuff around. And then switching back to the podcast is a whole other story.
Yeah, I don't
It's
even know how to.
slowly
I've never even tried to stream on Twitch.
it's
Uh,
not rewarding. It really doesn't do anything. I don't know. I'm just trying to like turn things that I like to do into something productive. It's
mhm.
always what like millionaires say. They're like, "Oh, I just put a little effort into something I already like doing and became rich." And that's nothing what it's like. It's not like that at all.
Right, yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, it does like with all the shit now you have to do. It took me all day today to post one like 20-second video on three different services. Like it's
Right.
like
And then they
uh,
all yield different things, like I post the same video on all three platforms and it
yeah.
does great in one spot, doesn't do good a different spot. I don't
It it
there's not a
seems
formula to this.
all of my videos seem to be doing better on YouTube than anything else. But
Same.
yeah, and earlier I posted the video on TikTok and it didn't get anything for like 4 hours. It had 0 views. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I deleted it and redid it, and I think it was because I used hashtags that had to do with weed.
That could make a lot of sense. I had the same problem, so I was trying to figure out, was this a TikTok thing? Did TikTok just not push videos for a few hours a day? Because I
Yeah.
posted mine like right before 11 and I kept checking it to see what was up. I was curious and zero views for like the longest time. And I think it got like 700 or something like that towards the end of the day.
Oh, so did I. So it must have been the same thing. So it might not have been the hashtags. Might have been the
Yeah,
same.
all my hashtags were just like comedy or something. Like I
Yeah.
tried to keep it as clean as possible with
Yeah.
the hashtag. I don't know if it makes a difference, dude. I'm really just
Yeah.
uh throwing a dart at the board here.
Yeah, dude. Um, this weekend was insane, dude. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, from what you told me.
It is extremely boring sitting in a hotel room for like 4 hours with nothing to do when you don't drive somewhere. So that part sucked. But
You didn't have anybody to talk to, or was this hotel out in the middle of nowhere?
I mean definitely the one in Nagani there was nowhere to walk to. And the one in Sheboygan we stayed like half an hour away from the venue. Um, so it was like I walked to the Quick Trip, which I found out that Wisconsin people are obsessed with. It's it's I mentioned the name Quick Trip and they all started cheering, the whole audience. It was insane. But Nagani was cool as fuck because we drove during the day. Like I wouldn't want to drive there at night um, because it is like they don't plow the highways. Like they put sand down. Yeah, I can't hear you again. God damn it. I don't know what what happened. Got to be something going on with your mixer or something. That's weird. Nope. What the fuck? This is what happens when you try to use young people technology, Brandon.
Never again.
Oh,
Never
there
again
you go.
will I ever stream.
You're back. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Dude, and like all I did was unplug it and plug it back in again.
Huh, that's weird.
Maybe it's my cable. Maybe my cable sucks. But no, I
Oh.
was gonna say I find it weird that you were like, I wouldn't drive there at night, those unplowed roads. I was like, that's not why most people say they wouldn't drive somewhere at night, you know?
Well, you can't like I imagine at night it's probably hard to see where you're going because the roads aren't plowed, so you can't really see where you're at on the road. Like there was a lot of time even driving during the day where we were driving on the rumble strip because you couldn't we'd like
You just didn't know.
yeah, you couldn't see. So everybody up there has either SUVs or snowmobiles, so they don't plow the highways. They just put sand down, which is weird.
I wonder if you move there, do they at least like warn you that that's their game plan?
I'm not kidding, dude. In Nagani, I did not see one car, like at all.
That's actually kind of sweet. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
it's crazy, dude.
That'd be
Uh,
pretty fun.
and the people there were just awesome. Like they were so like appreciative of comics coming all the way up there. Like they bought a lot of merch. They were all pretty cool. I got like 5 people that said they're gonna start listening to the podcast. So
We'll find out.
yeah, dude. It was a fun show. They loved they just love comedy there, and they get it every 2 weeks for like 4 months out of the year. So they run that show. I think it's from November to March, every 2 weeks. Um, so you do Nagani and then you do Sheboygan the next night. And um, the only complaint I have about Nagani is that they don't have any like proper. As far as we could see, they didn't have any like proper hotels.
That
So
might be why people don't stay there.
yeah, so it's all just motels, and the motel we got was like extremely. Uh, I laid towels down on the bed to go to sleep. I'll just say that. It was pretty bad, but like
That is rough.
it was
That is
bad.
rough.
Yeah, it was bad enough to where like we stayed at a Motel 6 on Saturday in Sheboygan and or outside of Sheboygan, and I felt like I was staying at like a Hilton or something. It was crazy. I was just like, as soon as I got there, just laid in the bed naked, like, fuck yes, this is awesome. Like, um,
Like crabs, that's fine as long as it's not syphilis. That's my God.
no,
Such
that's
a
what
such a game changer.
that is something I didn't think about those because I never look at like whenever I'm going somewhere, I never look at like Motel 6s. But like Motel 6s are cheap. They're just a basic room and they're clean. Like that.
That's yeah, they're fine. And
Yeah.
that's all they market themselves as is like we're fine.
Yeah.
And
When you're doing a road gig, like that's all you need. You know?
yeah,
It's
I'm not here to impress anybody with my hotel accommodations. That's not,
yeah,
I get
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
Man.
man, what was like the next closest hotel to like the gross ass one you stayed at?
Dude, I don't even know. Like next time, if I go there next time, I'm getting an Airbnb. Because they had some nice Airbnbs that I saw on there. But like I wouldn't stay in one of those motels again because I'm sure they're all pretty much the same. You
Yeah,
know, like
probably.
they're all like they have like a I don't know what kind of mines it is, but they have some kind of mining industry there. So like I imagine like that's who stays there, and I imagine they're not too particular about where
Clean as
they
a coal
stay.
miner.
You know?
Clean as a coal miner.
Yeah.
That's
Uh, but yeah, it was really cool. Like it's a really cool place because there's just snow everywhere. Like and the lake that is off of the main road is just like an endless sea of ice fishing dwellings. Like it looks fucking awesome. Um,
you're making it sound like Alaska. It sounds like this is just wilderness.
I mean it's basically Canada, dude. It's like as far north as you can get in the United States, pretty much. I mean it's right on fucking Lake Superior, you know.
Is that the worst hotel you've ever stayed at though?
I've never stayed at like a motel other than Motel 6. So,
Okay, so
yeah,
yes.
I would say so.
So-
Yeah. Yeah. I've always gotten like Radissons and Crown Plazas and shit like that just because but you can't get that shit anymore like you used to because you used to be able to get them on Priceline with the name your own price tool and they don't have that anymore. Like so now you're paying like over 100 and something dollars every time. Like
yeah.
you used to be able to get a $200 hotel room for like $60 with that name your price tool shit.
They got this like thing through my job called like tickets at work or something like that, and I can get pretty good deals on hotels usually through that. And that's my only
Yeah.
saving grace. Otherwise, every hotel's like 100 plus anymore. And if it's not, you don't want to stay there.
Yeah, but it was money wise, great weekend. And video wise, like I got like I don't think I'm gonna use any of the videos for a submission tape, but I
Yeah.
got some great clips that I need to clip out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know if I told you about the weirdest interruption I've ever had at a show.
Yeah. Some lady said something about you being on an edible or something.
Oh no, that was the clip I posted today. So
Hmm.
this was Saturday in Sheboygan. We're at Odyssey Fun Center, and it's this bowling alley where they have like a showroom where it's like packed with like almost 200 people, I would say. It was sold out, and I'm like 20, maybe 25 minutes into my set, so I have like 10 minutes left because I was doing 30 to 35, and Dan is motioning, like waving to me in the back of the room, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?"
Yeah. Like, what's that
And
mean?
yeah, and then I'm like, I just said into the mic, I'm like, "Well, Dan, the headliner, is motioning to me something. I don't know what he's trying to tell me." And then he pointed down to the corner of the stage, and I looked down at the corner of the stage, and the dude that was taking tickets was kneeled down at the corner of the stage, like waiting to tell me something. And I looked down at him like, "What's up, man?" And
Say
he's
your piece,
like,
brother.
yeah, and he's like, we have a cheese pizza that somebody ordered and never picked up. And I was like,
That
"You
doesn't seem
have
like a
a,"
right now problem.
yeah, I was like, "You have a cheese pizza that somebody ordered and didn't pick up." And the crowd started laughing just from that.
Yeah,
And I
because
was
that's
like,
absolutely
yeah.
ridiculous. That's a
And
ridiculous reason to.
I was like, "Are you asking me if I want the pizza?"
Are you
Because like,
offering or you know?
and he shook his head no, and I'm like, "Well, what do you want me to do then?" And
Then
he's
what
like,
the hell
he's
has this got anything to do with me?
he's like, "Just like ask if anybody wants it." And I'm like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, would anyone like a cheese pizza? Somebody ordered it and never picked it up. I don't know why this couldn't wait until the end of my set.
Yeah.
It's like I don't
Or
know.
if he like, I assume if Dan would have just texted that to you, it would have showed up on your smartwatch, and then you could have just seen that, and then it would have been a lot smoother. All
Maybe
I'm
I don't.
saying.
No, I don't get text on my smartwatch, but it was. I said something about like, oh, I guess maybe the cheese would have went bad. You can't have cheese go bad in Wisconsin or some
It's a
shit like
sin.
that. But dude, I did like 10 minutes on Wisconsin at the beginning of the set. They fucking loved it. Like it was. I was just. I talked about how I got a jalapeno cheddar corn dog at the Quick Trip, and I was like, and I was amazed, and I'm like, I don't understand why we don't have these in Ohio. We
I
have
was just gonna bring
jalapeno.
that up.
I'm like, we have jalapeno cheddar hot dogs. Just fucking corn them up, you
We
know,
don't. Yeah, we don't do that around here. That sucks, man.
dude. It
Kick
was it was
ass.
it was fun, man. Yeah, I was walking back through. I was literally walking back through the snow in my like waterproof boots and like 3 layers and my thick ass gloves, eating this jalapeno cheddar corn dog, and I'm like, this is the most Wisconsin shit I've ever.
That needs to be on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing the younger brother from A Christmas Story, just with a jalapeno cheddar corn dog walking through the snow.
Yeah, dude. And then Dan likes to leave at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so we left at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I slept, and I woke up. I woke up and was like, "Holy shit!" Because I woke up right when we were driving through Chicago, and there's just like huge ass skyscrapers on both sides of us. I'm like, "What the fuck?" I've never been to Chicago before, so I didn't know their highway just goes like right through the fucking city. Like it's
Yep,
it's nuts, dude.
man.
It was like something I didn't I had no expectation of what Chicago was gonna look like, but I didn't think it was gonna look like that.
It's wild. And I
Yeah.
mean, they got like boats and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to go there sometime, especially since I have a couple connections there now with
Yep.
Tyler and Vince and those guys. So
Nick Delawy knows a lot of people there too.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
man.
you didn't get any Chicago pizza then, did you?
No, we didn't stop. I got Sabaros on the way home at a rest stop. That's
Yeah, I
about
gotta
it.
say that's probably not the same.
Yeah, no, no.
It's you
Uh,
know, it's not like the quick trip thing. There's nobody like Spar. Oh hell yeah. No,
yeah.
that's never once been said.
Have you ever been to a Quick Trip?
No.
So Quick Trips are gas stations that have like an entire aisle of gas station food. Like it's like the hot gas station food. Like
Yeah.
so they have like you can get like wings, you can get like a 6-piece chicken dinner. Like they have like every hot flavor of hot dog, corn dog, egg rolls, like everything you could fucking think of that you've ever seen sold at a gas station. They have at this place. And
Life has never been easier for a truck driver than 2023. It's
no, and these I went in there about it was probably about 5:30 and dude, the people were swarming this fucking aisle with all this hot food. And I'm like, damn, these people really like this shit. And then and then the first thing I said when I got on stage is I was like, this is my first time coming to Wisconsin, and they all cheered. And I'm like, yeah, I took a walk. I took a walk from the motel to a Quick Trip earlier, and the crowd just erupted. And I'm like, holy shit, you guys really like your Quick Trip, huh?
you were like,
Like,
we walk there too. We walk there too.
like I don't think people in like Pittsburgh would like erupt like that over sheets. I don't know, you
I don't
know.
think anybody would I mean, Tim Wolf maybe, but like
Yeah,
nobody else would really erupt over a sheets.
yeah. Maybe Jersey people might cheer for Wawa, but I don't know.
They do that for hair gel too, though. So like, who gives a shit? What do they know?
Yeah. Oh man, but it was fun. I like sent a follow-up email to the lady who books it and told her I enjoyed it and I'd come back again for
You're
sure.
like, I also own a car, just so you know.
Well, I wouldn't drive up there with my car for sure. Like I would if I were to ever like headline up there, I would like get somebody to feature for me that has an SUV or or at least borrow my parents' SUV or some shit like that. Like I would not drive up there with my Civic.
Yeah, we don't have snowmobiles all like that around here either.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing is next time I go there I would like to rent some snowmobiles for the,
I
I
think I
think
would
that
just ask for a ride. I'd be like, can someone give me a ride with their snowmobile? This seems really fun.
those things look so fun, dude. Like we're driving like 50 on the highway and there's snowmobiles like flying past us and I'm like, "Holy shit, dude. I did not think that those things go that fast." And I looked it up. They top out at like 90 to 120.
That is ridiculous. Who the hell was crazy enough to do
Yeah.
120 on a goddamn snowmobile? That you're
Yeah.
trying to die.
It's insane, dude. It'd
You're
be so
starting off with no traction. That's so dumb.
much. Yeah, I sold like 20 sets of stickers on Friday night. It was pretty cool.
Hell
So
yeah.
I ended up profiting more than I was originally told I was being paid. So that's pretty cool. And I got my own hotel room Saturday night and paid damn for gas. So
Well, hell
it was
yeah.
a good weekend, yeah. But how was your weekend? What did you do?
That's pretty good. Leading up to the weekend, I got to see the East End Bistro revival. Bill Squires bringing comedy back.
Yeah, I
Uh,
didn't know about that until I saw it on Bill's story, like as it was happening.
I used to love that venue back in the day, especially the patio. Once the patio opens up, it's going to be a blast. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's still fun in the main area. It's just not that big of a stage. It's pretty, what you see is what you get. But their food is amazing. I got like this
Oh yeah.
Cajun blue cheeseburger or something like that. Man, that was dope.
When we went there to watch the US World Cup game, I got a uh buffalo chicken quesadilla and it was fucking awesome.
I think that's what Flem was telling me to get.
Yeah, he's the reason why I got it because I saw him get it and I was like, damn, that looks good. But I think my days of eating spicy shit are pretty much over because
Damn.
the acid reflux has been pretty harsh lately. but I have been eating nothing but spicy shit for like the past like month. So
Maybe that's why we don't have them corn dogs around here. No one can handle it.
well, I've been eating healthier, so I've been eating a lot of tacos, and when I eat tacos, I'm gonna eat hot sauce. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
so it's like
nobody wants a boring taco.
yeah, but maybe I should try some like they have some of those street taco sauces like cilantro lime and shit like that. Maybe I'll try some of those. I don't know. Like cat ass.
Of course, that's what she leaves right there. She's been fine till now, lightly. But
Oh.
I did high and dry for the first time in a while too. That's actually nice again. Like I
Oh
never
yeah, I
really,
was there.
yeah,
I thought that crowd kind of sucked on Thursday though.
really, I had fun. I had a good time.
Yeah. They're usually
Depends because you went up like towards the very end though.
yeah, there were some people that left before I
Yeah,
went up. Yeah.
so I know towards the very end they were kind of like drawn out a little bit. You know what I mean? They were tapped into a little too much, I think.
Yeah, and the one joke I really wanted to work there, Julia interrupted.
Oh yeah, that was like right at the beginning of your set though. So like
Dude,
I think it
I
was
was
more than
so
that joke that it interrupted. I think that
I was
really
so
just
pissed.
ruined the
I was,
pace
uh,
entirely from
I
the
was
start.
I was so pissed at her, dude. It kind of reminded me of that Aziz Ansari joke where he talks about doing comedy in Kanye's living room and
Oh
there's
yeah.
and there's somebody making a bunch of noise in the kitchen and he's like, "Hey, homie's trying to tell some jokes in here." Something like that. Like that was basically what Julia did. She's like, "Hey, can you guys be quiet? My friend's trying to tell some jokes."
And the
And
most Karen voice ever.
that was way less distracting, Julia. Thank you so much. Oh God. Yeah, well,
I
I figured oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm kind of glad that things are coming back a little bit. I know Jacob Bunny's doing that Tuesday mic now, which I wanted to like. I try to advertise my friend's shows on the background at on my desktop at work or whatever, and I have it like alternating like flyers and backgrounds and all different shit.
Oh, that's cool.
But I couldn't put Jacob's on there because the logo for his new show
Yeah,
is a rabbit with a ball gag, and
yeah.
well, I'm not gonna put that up on my work background. I don't need to talk to HR anymore.
Yeah, I actually did a drawing of a rabbit with a ball gag whenever I was in high school for an art class. We, me and this other dude, me and this other dude that were not artistic at all, decided for our big project we were gonna do a flip book, and so we did a flip book called "Kill the Rabbit." and
Oh my god.
And so it was like a hunter killing the rabbit, and then he like put him on a spit with an apple in his mouth,
Oh my
basically. And and then for our and it was so dumb. It's so dumb, but our teacher thought it was creative and funny, so he gave us like a B on it. Um
Your teacher is really cool. I thought this was
yeah.
leading to like these, and then these two kids from Colorado found it and they really liked it, and then they shot up their high school.
No, and then for our final project, uh he actually gave us an A for our final project. Which is we did another flip book and it was a sequel uh, to Kill the Rabbit called Rabbit's Revenge, and it ended with the hunter up on a spit with the rabbit sitting at the dinner table with a fork and knife. It was pretty funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Did you get
yeah.
any late night texts from this art teacher asking for some more of those rabbit pictures?
It was Marv Connor. Yeah,
I
that
knew it. I knew it.
uh no, dude. But I figure we just do a little short podcast with some news clips because there's a lot to fucking talk about.
Yeah.
Um,
Are we doing one about the Chinese balloon thing? Because I didn't know
yeah,
anything about that. Cool.
yeah,
Kind of
we'll
figured
do one with
as much.
that. I'll share my screen real quick. All right, so let's start out with that actually. Fuck it. Yeah, so this is about that. This is from ABC News today.
We're going to get the latest now on the Chinese spy balloon. Let's take a live look off the coast of South Carolina. Pieces of the balloon have now been recovered after it was shot down Saturday by an F-22 fighter jet. And the White House is facing questions about why they allowed the balloon to cross the U.S. amid new tensions with China. Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz is tracking the story from Washington. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, George. And this morning, as you said, good news. Pieces of the balloon have now been recovered, with U.S. Navy vessels swarming that debris field with divers, cranes, whatever they can use to find what is left of that suspected spy vessel to try to solve this deepening mystery. This morning, critical recovery efforts underway for fallen debris from the suspected Chinese spy balloon.
Rank 1, splash 1. That is a big kill.
The Air Force confirming that is the voice of the pilot of that F-22 fighter jet that brought down the balloon craft Saturday just off the coast of South Carolina. In a new statement, U.S. Northern Command saying the balloon was brought down within sovereign U.S. airspace and over U.S. territorial waters to protect civilians while maximizing our ability to recover the payload. Now, the U.S. Navy conducting active recovery operations of the 7-mile-long debris field. Experts hoping to analyze the suspected surveillance balloon's sensitive equipment, housing a technology bay roughly the size of 3 buses. The military operation ending the cross-country drama as Pentagon officials tracked the balloon's every movement as it passed over sensitive military installations, first entering the U.S. airspace over Alaska. It then re-entered in Idaho, passing through Montana, Wyoming, Kansas, and Missouri before getting to the Carolinas, where it was shot down offshore. President Biden saying he initially wanted to take the balloon down as soon as possible, but counsel from the Pentagon led to the decision to wait.
Without doing damage to anyone on the ground. They decided that the best time to do that was when it got over water.
But the administration facing political blowback for the decision to hold fire.
Well, I can assure you that if we fly a balloon over China, they're going to shoot it down, and probably a lot sooner than we did.
China claiming the balloon was a civilian airship and not a spy device, calling the U.S. decision to shoot it down an excessive reaction, and warning that it retains the right to respond further. Of course, this was already a tense time with China, a nation we depend on as a major part of our supply chain. But the administration is trying to assure everyone that they are engaged and trying to ratchet down tensions. Rebecca?
Martha, an important trading partner, but obviously big questions remain. Martha Raddatz, thank you.
It's such bullshit. The Republicans are trying to like make this a thing. Like it was said by the military that it could have killed hundreds of Americans if they would have shot it down over land.
Yeah, I get that. I definitely get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just really pumped for the F-20, the fighter pilot that got to shoot the balloon down. He got to play like a live action version of Balloon Pop, and had probably trained for decades for this.
Yeah.
That's pretty kick ass. I mean, not everybody gets to do that. And then
Yeah.
did you hear how proud he was when he shot it down? He was like, that's a kid. I took that one.
I got that balloon with my
He better not get to count that as like one of those little like wing things that they put on their jackets and shit when they like shoot down other planes. You got to give him like a balloon one.
That'd be funny. Yeah.
Right? How many people can say they got to do that?
It's weird to me. Like this is almost, to me, it almost seems like it's just like a provocation by China, because like they have satellites, like they can see pretty much everything.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I thought, like, is the debris of this balloon gonna be like a GoPro and like a stick, like tied to it? Like, what are they really able to see that they can't already see with Google Earth?
Yeah. I mean, I was sitting in my motel room on Friday when this was all going down and just watching CNN, and it was funny. It's funny that like it was in Montana and like it was in like that area, and then it just like very quickly moved all the way to the East Coast. So I thought like maybe it was some like general who like left the fucking spy balloon controls unattended and his like son came in and just like flew it over Montana, and then it popped up on CNN, and he's like, oh shit, can we get it back? Can we get it back?
Oh my god.
Because dude, it went from like Alaska to like Montana and North Dakota and shit, and then it just hovered there for like 4 days, and then it was all over the news, and then all of a sudden 2 days later it's in South Carolina. And I'm like, that was pretty quick. It seemed like they were trying to get it out of there, you know.
Before anybody noticed. He's like, if we
Yeah.
get it back, no one's gonna say anything.
How the fuck do you-
Also, where the hell was Canada on this? Did they not see the Chinese balloon? It would have
Yeah,
had to have
right.
flown from Alaska to here. Like, no one's bitching about Canada not doing anything about it.
Yeah, how do you think that we're not going to see a fucking balloon the size of 3 school buses floating in the fucking air, dude?
That's kind of where I'm at with this. I'm like, hey, did you? They're like, well, you didn't have to shoot it down. Well, it's kind of hard to miss. You really didn't
Yeah.
put a lot of effort into hiding the fact that you had a spy balloon going over.
Also, when you're flying something into U.S. airspace, you're not allowed to bitch about it being shot down.
No, they're real not chill about that. Like drones are
Yeah.
a problem now.
Yeah, they're saying we retain right to respond. Fuck you, China. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that.
Respond with
What
what?
do you-
Another
Right.
balloon?
Yeah. Are we gonna shoot down our balloons that we don't have in your country? Like, that's
Would be pretty funny though to send over like a big ass like fake spy balloon just to send one back and be a dick.
with just a big ass U.S. flag on it.
Yeah.
What the cross? I saw somebody posted a meme of it said footage right before the Chinese spy balloon was shot down, and it's just some hillbilly looking up in the air throwing a beer bottle. It's great. I love the internet. So
You know, you got to give them credit for hoping they can shoot it down. You know, if all of the hillbillies shoot upwards at the same time, one of them's got to hit it.
yeah. We'll talk about this. This happened today, and this confused me at work. This is in Ohio. From ABC News, there was a train that was derailed in East Palestine, Ohio, which I just heard Palestine, and I saw all the craziness, and I just assumed it was Palestine.
I
So
hear their high school football team has a big problem against the West Israel high school football team. They have had a rivalry for a long time.
yeah, like thousands of years. This is from ABC News.
An urgent evacuation order now underway in East Palestine, Ohio, after a disastrous train derailment. Officials warning of a potential major explosion.
To alleviate the risk, Norfolk Southern Railroad is planning a controlled release of the vinyl chloride at approximately 3:30 p.m.
The small town is located 50 miles northwest of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Schools and offices also shut down in the area today. Janet Meek's home is within the evacuation zone. She's now staying at a hotel 20 miles away.
It's scary to not know, how much damage could be done to our home and when we can go back.
Multiple explosions have already caused massive fires since the derailment Friday night, sending toxins into the air. Federal investigators saying 10 of the 50 derailed cars were carrying hazardous material, including vinyl chloride. Short-term exposure to the chemical can irritate the eyes, nose, throat, and lungs. Long-term can lead to chronic liver and kidney problems. Authorities warn the explosion of a rail car could also launch deadly shrapnel up to a mile. NTSB investigators are on scene, piecing together what caused the derailment.
We obtained 2 videos which show preliminary indications of mechanical issues on one of the rail car axles.
Hi, everyone.
So
wow, that's a lot to unpack. 50 rail cars, 50 of them, 10 of which had hazardous materials. And let me start off by saying, the second Mike DeWine had heard someone say there was a train wreck in East Palestine, he was probably like, where the fuck is that? He has probably never heard of East Palestine until now.
They said that I guess it's by Boardman, or past Boardman, heading towards Pittsburgh. So they're saying that it's like if the wind is blowing the right way, it could like lead to like toxic air all the way to the city of Pittsburgh.
Did they say the explosions could lead to shrapnel a mile away? Was that what I had heard? Good
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Which like that's already happened, so I don't know why we even need to know that. Like it's not like it's
Well, at first I was like, why would you live somewhere where a train crash might cause you a lot of problems? But
we all do.
I guess
We all
so.
do. Yeah, we all do, dude. I have a train fucking I don't know, like 3 blocks from maybe 4 or 5 blocks from my house.
Yeah, I guess if a train crash happened right there, it'd be a huge problem for you.
Yeah. Would be. It's crazy. It's just nuts whenever it's always nuts when something in a small town in Ohio makes national news. Like this.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. I don't think I haven't heard that anybody was hurt or died or anything in the accident. I don't know that for sure, though. I could be talking about out of my ass on that one.
If that's the case, then I'm allowed to say that train crash really looked like a cool Call of Duty map. If you guys ever want to like make a new one, that's a pretty sweet map right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's not that many people that live around there. I don't think like that close to it that the shrapnel would get them. I
A
don't think.
mile though. A mile. That's nuts.
Yeah, it
Like
just evacuations. It doesn't say that anybody died. I don't think.
I
So
actually just got my hazardous materials certification through my job, and let me just say that like 10 train cars of hazardous materials spilled, that's going to be a lot of paperwork. Someone's
yeah,
going to be buried in paperwork over that.
yeah,
That's a rough one.
fucked up, man. So I don't know what this story is exactly about. Apparently, some people tried to plan to attack the Baltimore power grid. This is from MSNBC.
I want to get to some breaking news now out of Baltimore. The U.S. Attorney for the District of Maryland announced moments ago that the FBI has arrested a man and a woman accused of planning to attack the power grid in the Baltimore area. Sarah Clandaniel and Brandon Russell were taken into custody last week. They have been described by the U.S. Attorney as racially motivated with plans to, quote, destroy this whole city. NBC News senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett joins me now. Laura, what can you tell us about this case?
Yeah, Lindsay, it was a disturbing plot that federal authorities appear to have thwarted successfully. As you mentioned, this couple allegedly conspired to shoot up power stations in the Baltimore area. 5 different power stations, at least according to federal authorities, was their goal. Brandon Russell, someone who is well known within the law enforcement community, an avowed neo-Nazi who had recently only gotten out of prison. He had been previously incarcerated for possessing explosive material. And then this woman, Sarah Clandaniel, someone he apparently met in prison. The couple struck up a relationship. And then through the process of actually speaking to a federal informant, managed to get entangled in this situation. Now, as for their motive, we're still learning a little bit about that. But federal authorities did confirm at that press conference just a short time ago that they were described as racially or ethically motivated. It appears that they wanted to wreak havoc. Russell allegedly saying that attacking the power grid is the greatest thing that somebody could do. In his words, the pair will be in court later today on those charges. As you mentioned, they have been arrested. As for the larger context here, we know, of course, that power stations, substations, and attacks on them have been a problem as authorities have been sort of raising the red alarm about that for the past couple months. We've seen these in other states, people shooting power stations, disrupting the grid for tens of thousands of customers. It doesn't appear that anything like that happened here. Authorities were questioned about whether this was part of some larger plot, and it doesn't appear, at least for now, that it was. But certainly if they had managed to go through with this, it would have been quite disruptive, Lindsay.
Or
Neo-Nazis trying to destroy Baltimore.
They do realize the power affects everybody, right? Like if you destroy the power station, white people are out of power too.
Yeah. 27. The Baltimore has 27.3% white population. So it is
They've always hated the minorities. So
Yeah, it is the biggest. It is the city with the biggest African American population in the entire United States. At 60.9. I looked up on my phone.
Wow.
Yeah. So, um, I mean, these people obviously weren't that smart.
No, no. I mean, five is bold. Five is
Yeah.
bold. How did
Neo,
you think you were gonna get away with like two? You know, like what do you mean?
I mean, neo Nazis typically aren't like intelligent people.
They usually have like a grand plan, you know, like a final solution, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. That's fucking insane. That there's shit like
Right.
that going on. It's
Those
just
Nazis, man, they're emboldened. You know, if Trump would have said you guys suck, then I think the Nazis would have really taken a step back. But they found their footing.
yeah. Did you hear about the thing in Sandusky where there's like a Nazi private school, like homeschool kind of thing?
There's a Nazi private homeschool in
Yeah.
Sandusky.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. We'll have to talk about that next week because we can probably talk about that for fucking half an hour.
Oh man, that's all right.
Yeah,
That should
there's
be an
like
episode.
2,000 kids involved. Yeah.
God damn.
Yep, not great, man. This country is not going in the right fucking direction. I'll tell you that.
People just keep liking Nazis, and I really didn't see it. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah. And before we get out of here, we got to talk about this. This is probably the biggest story in the entire world this week. This is from ABC News about the earthquake in Turkey and Syria.
Developing news out of Turkey and Syria. More than 1,000 people have died after a major earthquake overnight. A disaster has been declared by officials in both countries. Jabina at the White House announcing that help is on the way.
Yes, thank you, Reggie. So people in Turkey say the shaking lasted more than a minute as the 7.8 magnitude quake ravaged an area near the border between Turkey and Syria. At least 20 aftershocks have been reported by Turkish authorities, the strongest measuring at 7.5 according to the USGS. The death toll has been quickly rising, now more than 1,200 people killed. The damage in Turkey is extensive. According to officials, dozens of buildings have been destroyed in Syria. Authorities say people are trapped underneath the rubble. The White House is reacting this morning. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan released a statement saying in part, quote, President Biden has directed U.S. and other federal government partners to assess U.S. response options to help the most affected. We will continue to closely monitor the situation in coordination with the government of Turkey. Turkey's president reports that the earthquake was felt in many parts of the country, and it was also felt as far away as Italy. Reggie.
Dude, it's pretty insane. Like I was watching some video from it earlier. We'll save that stuff for next week. But I was watching a video about it earlier, and I saw like a building like the size of one of the buildings in downtown Cleveland just like completely collapse.
That's insane. Like with people in it, you know what I mean? That type of a thing.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
And then the response is just going to be insane, trying to uncover the people that are trapped under debris, and it's a huge ongoing thing from what it looks like.
Yeah, 2,300 altogether between Syria and Turkey. People that are confirmed dead.
They felt that in Italy. I mean, dude, that's nuts.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for something like that?
You can't. It's just a natural disaster that you hope never happens anywhere close to where you live. So I'm glad we live in Ohio, man. You know,
it might be boring, but I'm glad it's boring.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I would never want to live. I would never want to live in California, dude, because that shit could happen at any time.
Yep.
You know, you have no idea when that when that shit could strike. I mean, they have earthquakes there all the time, but nothing like this. This is insane.
Right,
I mean,
man.
A whole city basically just collapsed. Like it's
buildings and I mean that's alarming.
Yeah. And yeah, it is like it's gonna take more than I mean the US isn't gonna do it all. It's gonna take a lot of countries to come together and fix that shit.
As best they can, I guess.
Yeah, in Syria it was like already a fucking war torn, like just the people there have had just miserable lives for so long because of their what's his name? It was Duterte? Is that the Syrian guy?
It's pronounced Joe Dirte.
Or is that the I get him mixed up with the guy from the Philippines. I think it's
Manny
Duterte.
Pacquiao.
Oh no, Duterte is the Philippines. Never mind. I was thinking of uh Al Assad. Yeah, Bashir al Assad is
Oh, okay.
the leader of Syria that's like basically started like a civil war there, and he's been using like chemical weapons and shit for a decade now.
That's kind of where my mind flashes. Is like, what's the cleanup look like on this once it's quote unquote done? And then I kind of realized it's not. I don't think Syria's really ever been done, man. I don't. I really don't think Syria's like Sprague Road. You know, like if you've ever driven Sprague Road,
Hey, don't talk about Josh Sprague like that.
not Josh Sprague. No, he's a gem. He's in much better shape than Sprague
No,
Road is.
what is Sprague Road?
It's never finished. It's never finished. It's one of those roads that's always under construction. There's always something going on. Everyone's always pissed. That's Syria's a lot like Sprague Road.
You know what I think one thing of the infrastructure bill should have been that there was not in there is that like brick roads should be banned. Like they should be done.
Yeah,
Like
I
what
get they look great, but they're not. They're not though. They're not.
dude, they're never upkept. They're always like you always just like fuck up your car on them. Like they're terrible, dude.
Yeah.
There's the one when you're in Ohio City, like by Heart of Gold, the way you have to drive to get back to 90 is like you have to go around this neighborhood and you have to go up this brick road, and it's just fucking terrible, dude. Like I'm lucky there's never any other car on the road because I'm like swerving all across the road trying to avoid the big fucking
Doing
this
10 miles an hour the
yeah, the
entire
brick
time.
just fucking sticking up in the middle of the road. It's like, what the fuck is this, dude?
But then there's that other one, but there's that road between 71 and Highland Square where it's like there's that church on that road, there's the roundabout.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of them over there in
And
Akron.
it's all fucked up. It's so bad over there.
Euler isn't too bad. Euler's the one that like separates uh Highland Square and Cuyahoga Falls. Like it's not too bad, but and it was a pain in the ass when it was closed for it was closed for the Rubber City Comedy Festival this last year. You had to go like all the way around. It was a pain in the ass.
Yep.
To get from Funny Stop to Highland Square. But yeah, man. Do you have anything coming up this weekend or anything?
Got a few things coming up. February 14th, Valentine's Day. I'm co-featuring for Mary Santora. I'm trying to get as many people out to that as I can. That'll be fun. They're doing some dinner package thing, so that'll be cool. February 25th is the Ad Hominem Attack show, and I will be roasting Rob Coleman on that one.
I'm
So
not
we'll
on
see.
that, but I'm gonna put it in my calendar.
It's gonna be super fun. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, those are always fun. I have this weekend. I'm on the Fridays with Ramon and Tanea show.
Dunlaps.
Dunlap's Corner Bar. I heard the first one was good. I talked to Brett Thomas. He said it was a great show. So I'm excited about that. I posted that on Facebook and Instagram if you want tickets for that. It is, I believe, Tanea's hosting, and it is me, Anthony Morelli, Ulysses Dickerson, and Bill Squire. So that'll be a great show. And then Saturday, I think we have a couple listeners that are family of mine down in the Cincinnati area. I'll be in Newport, Kentucky with Tim Wolf at the Wooden Cask Brewing Company. It's about 10 minutes from Cincinnati, I think. So just like right across the bridge, basically. So if you want to come out to that, I don't know where you can get tickets for it yet because they haven't posted a link, but get at me towards the end of the week and I'll let you know. But other than that, I don't have much on my calendar, which is usual for me. Shit seems to fill in like the week before or whatever. Like that's
I get it sporadically. Like I get a bunch of bookings all at once and then a drought.
yeah. Coming up the weekend of St. Patty's Day, I'll be hosting at the Funny Stuff for Brennan Ayer. That'll be a fun weekend.
I gotta wait until right after Valentine's Day to bug Pete about getting booked again. Because every time I've tried to get booked for anything, he's like, "I give you Valentine's Day," and I'm like, "Yeah, but like I want a weekend."
Yeah. I would just ask him that night to get in the book.
When can I come back?
Yeah. But yeah, follow me at John Brown Comedy. And please, like when me and Brandon are Brandon's at Poor Man's Petrie. When me and Brandon are like sharing videos and shit, like help us out and share them. You know,
man, like them.
Yeah, liking them's cool, but sharing them is better. You know, like that. So give us some shares on our reels and YouTube shorts and all that shit, and we're gonna give you a probably towards the end of March or towards the end of February. We'll have a preview out for the new podcast, the Bomb Hard Podcast.